girl them surround, steady them down so they get me go now. Them I run the town, them I turn it around, bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground, mash it up in any place I go down. Into the rapture and to the sound, back nine people pleasing around, ready for you all of the girl them surround, steady them down so they get me go now. Them I run the town, them I turn it around, bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground, mash it up in any place I go down. To the sound, pump up the pressure, get down, ready for your all of the girl them surround, steady them down so they can leave it out. Them I run the town, them I turn it around, bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground, mash it up in any place I go down. To the rapture and to the sound, back nine people pleasing around, ready for your all of the girl them surround, steady them down so they can leave it out. Them I run the town, them I turn it around, bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground, mash it up in any place I go down. Jumping at the to the rapture.
party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me on, turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me on, turn me up, 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 turn me up. We don't need no sleep.
All right, what is up, everybody? Zexrus with Nexus Commentaries. Today, we are going to be casting some Gamers of the Storm competitive league action for everyone tonight. Today, I've got a special guest. Balrog fan is off having a party at this time, and he decided that was more important than Hero, so shame him when he comes back. I have the competitive league director for the competitive league for Gamers of the Storm. I'm gonna butcher this, even though we talked about it earlier. Isaiah.
Isaiah, yeah.
Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah. Would have been handy if I had actually said that before when we talked about it earlier. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to this straight three.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a very interesting way to run a league, and I compliment you on that idea. You see so many best of twos, and every once in a while you're itching to get a best of three at least. But this is just straight three games, so
Yep.
I love it.
Straight three games. We kind of decided just on a point system. So basically, the amount of wins you accrue throughout the league is just pretty much going towards what placement you will potentially have in a playoffs. So it's an idea we're testing out, and we're seeing how it works and getting feedback from the teams themselves on the system. So I'm kind of excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, it's a fantastic idea, and it just ensures that you get best of threes or just three games all the time, which leads to very creative situations in that third game. If it goes, an early 2-0, do you see the cheese come out? Do you see, some other kind of maybe pocket strat the team has? So it looks like our first game is at Dragonshire, and I will admit this is a fresh experience for me. I'm not really familiar with either of the teams, so I'm expecting some meta slavery, to be honest, here, as we are always slaves to the meta.
Indeed. And as far as the teams are concerned, I do know both of these teams somewhat well. We have Ready Button versus Psionic Synergy today. And Psionic Synergy, I casted them yesterday, and they went 3-0 against the Mighty Goats. So they performed pretty dominantly in those games, and that's something we could be looking for in this matchup. But again, don't know what Ready Button is going to necessarily bring to the table against this team, so we will see.
Absolutely, and we're just waiting for the teams to ready up here real quick before I switch the scene over to the game. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping to see maybe a Rexar pick or maybe a Chen pick, because Chen is my personal favorite hero. And it looks like everybody's ready to go. See some silly one-lane strats, and let's switch it over.
Here we go. So Ready Button elected to be the first pick for this matchup, as they haven't really had a matchup this season due to some complications in the previous week. So this will be their first matchup in the leagues. So kind of excited to see them play.
Yeah, absolutely. I always enjoy Dragonshire. It's a small map. It's a fun map. We see the Ariel band come out, probably the best healer in the game at present. And opens up some real shenanigans on small maps. If you've ever run into the infamous Ariel Cho'Gall nonsense, we've in Team League we've run into the people I play with. We've run into a Master Team League Ariel Cho'Gall combo, a 3-man squad, and that was just, we thought we had a counter for it. No, we didn't. It was brutal. So, Dahaka. Oh, fantastic band here. I love it. Really smart band. Dahaka's global presence on this map is just terrifying.
Yeah, his solo lane presence is especially good. He's likely going to take that top lane, of course. And, of course, with the global threat that he brings to the table, he could pretty much just burrow and gank anytime the team is in that dire situation and needs that extra helping hand.
And we see a Tassadar pick out of Ready Button, and an instant Just they know what they want. Stukov and Nubarak. So
That-
Nubarak, the most solid tank in the game right now. Cocoon, so good. You've got to plan around that. And Nubarak taking that Cocoon, and they already have in the Tassadar pick. Tassadar with that Displacer Beam just shreds Cocoons. So 2 really good solid pickups right there from them.
Yes, that is something actually I saw through all 3 matches yesterday. Was the Stukov and a Nubrak pick. All 3 games they went Stukov and Nubrak. So that's something we could potentially see for these 3 games.
Very interesting. So they definitely have some synergy around that combo, and we'll see what the how Ready Button decides to go around this. They pick up Vala and Rhaegar, and Rhaegar has seen a lot of momentum in the meta here recently with the minor debuff or the minor nerf to Uther and losing 25 armor off that Guardian of Ancient Kings. Rhaegar's seen a lot more play, and if we're going comedy options, you can always see a Bloodlust.
That's quite possible, yeah. I mean, coming from Psionic Synergy, I know they're going to potentially pick up a very strong mage. They could. Now, last time they did Dragonshire, like yesterday, they went a Chromie. And Chromie was actually doing a very excellent job of picking out targets, just keeping that constant pressure on the enemy team. Now, are they going to go the same for this matchup? I'm not sure.
Well, we see a Stitches ban come out of Psionic Synergy, and then we see the Gall ban all of a sudden. So maybe they were smelling some shenanigans with the Stukov pick and decided to just nip that right in the bud right there. Stukov pick and
Difficult to say what the what's going to happen with that, but
it's rare you see a Stukov ban. I am looking for Psionic Synergy here to maybe pick up a solo laner up top, maybe someone who could handle a top lane by themselves, maybe an Arthas, something along those lines. Even a Chen would work out because they're right now Ready Button is quite light on the stun area. We see the Malthael and the Zool come out instead. So they could potentially be going a 4-top and letting Zool just dual soak that bottom and mid and just maybe prolonging that top shrine from ever getting taken from them.
yeah, difficult to say, how hard that matchup or composition is going to be with this. So I tell you, so far the draft is looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking what's coming out of Psionic Synergy right here. They've already dissuaded Ready Button from potentially going double tank. So we'll fix that next issue, that little tech issue here as soon as possible.
Got a final pickup from Ready Button and Sonya and ETC. That's going to provide a pretty good front line for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good, nice, strong tank right there. And the Barbarian Princess, always, absolutely just, you don't want to mess with her. That's
I like that terminology. Barbarian Princess. Cassia for the last pick there on the side of Psionic Synergy. Pretty good pickup. I mean, you got that Fen damage threat, as well as the her consistent movement across the battlefield, giving her that extra armor against the Vala and Sonya. providing some protection for her. Just as well, you got Stukov and Malthio and Nubrak for frontline.
Yeah, most definitely. They're looking pretty strong right now. And we will have to fix that particular issue here in a little bit, as I can't find where the stream delay option is. Because I don't even know if I have that option. But we're headed into Dragonshire. And really, I really like what Psionic Synergy has brought to the table. It looks like a really strong draft right here. But let's go ahead and introduce the teams. I will bring in Ready Button on the left side. We've got Rexba on the Vala, Rory on the Tassadar, Varen on the Rhaegar, Bullis on the ETC, and we have Ciaris on the Sonya. And then on the side of Psionic Synergy, Deshibis on the Nubarak, Link on the Cassia, Rexagon on the Malthiel, Penguin on the Stukov, and Biggs Ward on the Azul. And we are seeing a bit of aggression right now. If you want to take over for me real quick, that would be fantastic.
Sure thing. Bit of aggression from both sides for this game. Just some back and forth harass. Malthiel and Cassia poking it out at Ready Button. Of course, Ready Button is just going to play a little bit safe. And you're going to have a one-on-one face-off between Sonya and Malthiel in the top lane. Whereas in the bottom lane, you of course have a 4v4. Likely going to be a 4-man rotation between mid and bottom lane. Or they could perhaps just send one from each team in the lanes. We'll see what happens with that.
All right. And right now, we see that we've got Psionic Synergy just doing a really good job of utilizing that Zool and just pushing the lanes out as quickly as possible with the help of the skeletal defenders and that Fen damage. And already, however, during those pushes, we saw Ready Button seize the opportunity and seize both shrines, giving them a bit of opportunity. A burrow charge from the Nubarak ends up missing, and it's something you don't really want to miss on him. It leads to a lot of problems when you're missing those burrow charges. He does land the spikes onto the Tassadar right there, and let's take a quick look at how the Sonya's doing up top. She's posturing, waiting for maybe someone to come in, but in the meantime, we do see that Psionic Synergy has taken both shrines from Ready Button, and Zool going for that shrine, and ETC's there to dissuade him from pursuing that any farther.
Of course, you have this 3-on-3 matchup now on the bottom lane, and both are doing a decent job skirmishing against each other. This Rhaegar a little bit out of position going behind them, but is able to get away safely. And again, Psionic Synergy picking up control of that shrine, and hopefully looking for a dragon catcher at this point.
Oh, we missed the first blood. Malthiel ends up getting the solo pick off onto Sonya. That's not something you want to see have happen to your Sonya, and this is pretty much going to ensure a Dragonite for Psionic Synergy right there. Well played from them to capitalize on that coming out of the solo kill from the Malthiel. And right now they're looking to push. They're pushing really hard with 3 in the bottom, and the Dragonite mid securing that front wall, that extra bit of experience. And Here comes a Nubrak landing a stun onto Vala right there. Well placed stun out of a Nubrak right there. And I'm expect the punt comes out onto the Rhaegar, telling him to get out of his house. This area belongs to him.
Yes, indeed. And this is a strategy that we saw with Psionic Synergy today when I was guessing their games, was that when they were able to pick up the dragon, they did pick up the first dragon of the game. They took it mid, they destroyed the wall, then they stopped pushing that, took it to the bottom lane, and destroyed that wall. Which, strategically is probably a good idea. I mean, you don't want to spend too much time in one lane. You want to try to create as much pushing pressure as you can in whatever lanes you can.
Right now, we're watching Azul decide to take this bottom siege camp and Sonya dies again to the Malthael. Just hate to see that kind of thing happen. And Malthael decides, I'm a little low. I'm gonna take the flight home, and we see a nice stun onto the ETC right there. They're gonna try to go on this. Zul throws the bone prison down on top, and Cassie coming in with that Fen damage. The silence comes out, but ETC just too meaty for Psionic Synergy to bring down just yet.
Yeah, the damage scaling I think right now with Cassia is not that high yet. I think her Fen damage, she really needs those higher tier talents for that if she ends up going that. Which, just taking a look at it so far, it looks like she did not pick up the level 1 blind quest, but she is in fact going more towards the Fen damage.
Yeah, and really, I kind of like that coming out of her, because they do have a lot of people. They have a lot of lockdown on their side between the silence from Stukov, essentially nullifying Vala's vault, and all the stuns coming out of the Dahaka. It's a really good idea. So looks like Ready Button is just really pushing this issue. They want that Cassia dead. They get her. Well played out of them to just press that little advantage they had.
Dude, want to bring that gap a little bit closer as Psionic Synergy now hitting level 10, but Ready Button not too far behind, and it looks like they will get the bottom point, but as far as top lane goes, Tassadar against Malthael, doesn't look like that point is going to get captured anytime soon. It doesn't look like that Sonya is wanting to have much to do with the Malthael anymore, since Sonya did drop twice to Malthael, and as it seems right now, both points are captured by Psionic Synergy, so we're looking for the second dragon of the game, which they just pick up. And we'll see what they do with it here.
And it looks like they're going to go bottom with it, and they're going to engage onto this ETC. ETC tries to get away, can't really do it. It's now Silence. He's in a world of hurt, and the Lightning Ball Alcacia finishes the job. Well played out of her. Sonya decides to go in and promptly gets kicked down Main Street by the dragon. And really, this is pretty much this is Psionic Synergy's fort to lose, really. Another big punt coming out of the dragon onto Rhaegar. Smart decision to get the healer out of there. Flailing Swipe comes out of Stukov to kind of disengage. Sonya's going to go down again. Ancestral not in time.
Oh man, that was very close. But Psionic Synergy pressing their advantage onto Ready Button, utilizing this dragon, staying as a team. And it looks like Tassadar, in the meanwhile, was clearing up middle lane. But he could find himself in a difficult position here if he's going to come straight behind Psionic Synergy. He's going to pop away to safety, though.
That last dragon landed so many punts, that little dragon phase, the Cleveland Browns called him. So right now, we're looking at the teams kind of disengaging, resetting their positions, and we do see both teams going after their siege camp on the bottom. They'll take it about the same time. However, Sonya decides that she's just probably going to jungle at this point, because that seems the safest way for her not to die right now, as Malthael has just had her number absolutely this whole game. And it's really hard for a tank to engage onto him, because all he's got to do is just face roll Q button and he stays ahead of you in life the entire time. So nice little stun out there. Some harassment coming out of the Anubarak just now. They're gonna Psionic Synergy working to get these siege camps down and press with theirs. And it looks like we're about to get us a little bit of a fight just now. But we do see Malthael just going onto the Tassadar up top. Gets him kind of low. But Tassadar's got that handy little shield in the meantime, and not much Malthael can do in the long run. But Psionic Synergy just really wanting to press their advantage right now. They're playing nice and aggressive, and it's enjoyable to watch this as the next Shrine phase is about to get started.
Indeed. Now, thinking about what Ready Button can do at this point, well, definitely they want to get their level 13s so they can equalize the playing field in terms of talents. Now here comes Psionic Synergy. They got that cocoon off and it's forcing ETC and Rhaegar back. Rhaegar gets rooted, but there's the mosh pit and an Ancestor Hill going on the ETC, but Rexpo falling to Psionic Synergy. Here comes Sonya in the meantime, getting flailing Snipe away, but she popped her Whirlwind and is also going to get rooted by Zool with the Fen damage, brings her down.
Just incredible coordination coming out of Psionic Synergy right there. ETC going aggressive, trying to get somebody to take some tower shots right there, but not a whole lot coming out as a follow-up. It's kind of hard when your two most DPS characters are kind of down. So, once again, it looks like we're going to see Psionic Synergy take another dragon as soon as the rest of the team catches up, and ETC sees the rotation and is like, I'm out of here. I got to show somewhere else. So, another dragon phase. And they're just going to push down mid, probably smart, get a little extra XP. We'll see how Ready Button decides to deal with this. Sonya going in, gets punted for her efforts, and they take that fort. If you're ready, Button, how do you deal with this right now?
They just gotta keep the harass going, play it safe, because it just as what happened right there. In fact, just seeing what happened right there, you saw two of them dropping really fast, and in the process, the Tassadar are throwing the force wall down just to kind of block his own teammates off, which is probably a mispositioning on his part with that force wall, but either way, those two players were going to go down. But at this point, I mean, all you can do is just try and get whatever harass and poke damage you can while being as safe as you can.
Oh, Val almost goes down, throws out the Rain of Vengeance just now to avoid any further damage from the Anubarak. She was very low. That was an incredibly clutch shield coming out of the Tassadar just now. And Psionic Synergy decides to back off after grabbing that keep. The Dragon Timer ran out, and really, that's a clean keep. You can't ask for more than that. They didn't lose anything on the way out, and it looks like they might be posturing for this bottom camp, perhaps. Nope. Stukov decides not.
They could very well just rotate up to the rear camp. But they also could go for this bottom one after they pick up the siege. That would put them in a little bit better position for the push on bottom lane, and that would probably push it into the next dragon time if the timer decides to come up right about now, maybe.
Yeah. It should be coming up in about the next minute or so. We see Zool just handling his business mid. Everyone rotates over. They're getting really aggressive right here. Nubarak decides to burrow charge in. Sonya gets cocooned just now. Tassadar doing his best to get her out. The skeletal mages come down, and Malthael pops his ult. Sonya is in a lot of trouble right now, but a nice shield, and they get the disengage, but they lose that night camp top. Nice and successful from Psionic Synergy in order to take that valuable resource away from them.
Yes, and definitely Psionic Synergy is playing to their advantage. They have a playbook. They're sticking to it, and it seems Ready Button is just trying to react at this point to what Psionic Synergy is doing. Now, perhaps they could find, uh, perhaps when it gets to level 20, we could see a potential turnaround from Ready Button, but it's hard to say.
Well, right now what we've got an incredible push top. A whole bunch of creeps are coming for this top fort, and there's really nothing that Ready Button can do at this point in order to prevent this
They
fort
could,
from falling.
I think the smart play would just be to counter push. I mean, at least answer fort for fort if you can.
Yeah, that.
And do it quickly before Psionic Synergy can rotate.
Oh,
But
but
it doesn't
instead,
look like that's going to be the case.
oh, we got a team fight breaking out. Sonya goes in and gets stuffed by the Anubarak stun. Anubarak burrow charges out, and Sonya is spinning to win right now, trying to get as much damage as possible. She's got that Berserker Rage going, and Sasha comes out just in time. Link almost dead. The ball just keeps bouncing, and this has not gone well for Psionic Synergy. The B-Step comes out from the Mouth IL, and that was pretty catastrophic. This is probably going to be GG maybe, but no, instead they decide to just take that shrine back, go with the dragon, and they could probably get 2 forts out of this. Everybody on Ready Button is down for the time being, and really it's going to be really hard to defend against this level 19 Dragon Knight. And really, how do you answer this if you're Ready Button? I don't think you can.
No, I don't think it's possible at this point. It's likely to do what you can, but you know, pretty much go out with a bang, and then think about next game, and think about what they're gonna do. Considering that it's likely, they will likely they might map pick for the first one, for the next game, but it's hard to say. We will see in just a moment. But there goes game number 1 over to Psionic Synergy.
All right, and we're gonna take a quick minute. We're gonna restart the stream so I can get that stream delay going, and we will be right back with game 2 coming up.